Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the next region, the final region here. It is the West. I'm going to give my bracket tips and predictions. Excuse me. I can't do this. I can't wear my AirPods. I was trying to wear my AirPods just, I don't know, thought it would help a little bit, but it doesn't. So when it comes to talking, let's do this in the West region. This is a full breakdown. It is a full analysis on all these games, and of course we got to go with Howard. I'm kidding. You're going to want to have Kansas advancing there. Arkansas and Illinois, it's a zesty 8-9 matchup, but I feel pretty strongly about Arkansas winning that game over the Illini. Arkansas, the guard play, very impressive, and that's a low-key potential upset spot there for Kansas. They need to be careful if they face Arkansas in the second round. Arkansas possesses the abilities you want in the tournament for a potential upset. St. Mary's and Virginia Commonwealth, VCU, a lot of people, of course, it's the 12v5 game. They're picking the upset. We saw St. Mary's have their worst game of their season. The last game against Gonzaga, they had a game score of 10 out of 100. But guys, I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to get overzealous. I'm going St. Mary's to win that game. Analytically, St. Mary's is a rock-solid team. These are two teams trending in opposite directions. You had VCU. They're on a winning streak. They won their conference. They beat Dayton. I get it. But I do trust St. Mary's. I trust the analytics. I am an analytical god. I'm a bracket wizard, guys, and that's why I'm kind of a veteran at this, and I see people like casual people on TV, on CBS, saying that VCU is going to win, and it's like, no, I'm a vet. I legitimately, it's multiple millions of dollars every year I win off this stuff. It is so uplifting. That's why I donate most of it, and it is amazing. So, guys, moving on, you've got UConn and Iona. Rick Pitino, maybe people will want to pick Iona, but every analytical data point will say take UConn. UConn is a lot better than a 4 seed. If you want to do the 3v14 upset, the 4v13 upset, go ahead, but I think there's a better 4v13 upset, the Kent State-Indiana game, so I will take UConn. This is a horrible start time for UConn. They put that game on at 4:30, dude. Wow, they screwed UConn, but no, I still think UConn wins that game, and we get a chalk second round 5v4 matchup. TCU versus Arizona State or Nevada. It's the first 4. We have to deal with this again one last time. I'm going to go TCU. TCU had some good games. I don't trust them in the Big 12, but I am going to say Arizona State beats Nevada because a lot of people think Nevada shouldn't have even been in the tournament. I think Arizona State beats Nevada and then loses to TCU, so the 6th seed advances. Gonzaga got a really good draw against Grand Canyon. I was hoping Sam Houston State. Could you imagine Gonzaga versus Sam Houston State? That's a completely different game with the way Sam Houston State defends. You get a Grand Canyon team. I think Gonzaga scores 95 points in this game, and it's an absolute shootout, but Gonzaga is up by 10 or 12 throughout. Much of it, they end up winning, and we get another chalky one there. Northwestern, Boise State. I love Boise State to beat Northwestern. Northwestern had a good run there towards the end of the season, but I wonder how much of that was that the Big Ten was down this year. I think that's some of it. They lose in the Big Ten, with the double bye in the Big Ten tournament in the semifinals. Or was it the quarterfinals they lost? I don't remember. They were the 2 seed and they lost to someone. So I like Boise State, the way they've been playing. The Mountain West is legit this year. And then UCLA versus an extension, basically 16 seed, UNC Asheville. They could very easily be a 16 seed. I will take UCLA. They've got 3++ offensive players. They are dealing with an injury to one of the best defenders in college basketball, who is out for the tournament, out for the rest of the year. That is very tragic. Otherwise, I think UCLA is the clear favorite in this region. Next, you have Kansas, Arkansas. So again, when it comes to the 1v8, basically a 50-50 chance one of the 1 seeds doesn't make the Sweet 16. I already have Purdue losing in the second round, so I just think it would be unrealistic to have another upset, although Arkansas is the typical team that could upset Kansas, in a potential matchup due to their guard play and also due to Kansas with zero momentum. You have the Bill Self thing. Guys, I am seeing a lot of very casual people pick Kansas not only to make the Final Four, but to win the national championship. And I just want to tell people how hard it is to repeat in any North American sport, but especially the March Madness tournament. Please, if you want to pick Kansas if you want to pick Kansas to the Final Four, all right, whatever. I wouldn't do it. But you cannot have them winning the national title. It is simply malpractice. You will not win. They are not winning the title based on all history. Then we've got UConn taking on St. Mary's. I'll take UConn. St. Mary's is not playing well right now. Even if you want to have VCU beating St. Mary's, I think their run would end there and they would lose to UConn. UConn, are they a paper tiger due to their analytics like Tennessee? Maybe. But UConn's a team that's played well. They lost by 2 to Marquette in the Big East semifinal. I trust UConn after that midseason swoon that they had to return to form and really have a nice run in terms of March Madness. And I think Gonzaga beats whoever they face, whether it's TCU, Arizona State, or even Nevada. I've got Gonzaga. To me, Gonzaga has a really bad wart, and that is the defensive efficiency, but they've got the best offense in college basketball, and that can at least take you to the Sweet 16. They're not a Final Four team because of that bad defense, but Sweet 16, Elite 8, I could see. Boise State, UCLA, we're going to go chalk there. I don't see Boise State knocking off UCLA. UCLA, we love the upsets, but it's important to be grounded and be stable. And it does look like this is a pretty chalky bracket. It's 1v4, 2v3. But then this is where it gets a little interesting for me. I'm going to have UConn, the 4 seed, beating Kansas, the 1 seed. So Kansas bows out in the Sweet 16. I'm just not buying Kansas this year. I'm really concerned about their current momentum and their trajectory. And then you do have UCLA and Gonzaga. And this is where I think Gonzaga and their struggling defense really gets crushed. Maybe Gonzaga gets lucky due to the injury to UCLA and they pull off an upset. But I am going to go with UCLA winning that game. And then you have a UConn-UCLA Elite 8 matchup, a 2v4 matchup. And I am going, this is a coin flip, man. It's just like, oh, it's so tough. I'm going UConn. And so yesterday when I was filling out my bracket, I'll be honest, I did want to pick UCLA, but I saw the other teams I picked. It was a 1 seed. It was Houston, Marquette. So it was a 1 seed, a 2 seed. And then who was the other team that I picked? So this was Marquette I picked from that region. This region I picked Arizona to beat Bama. So I didn't want 4 top 2 seeds. It would have been 3 2 seeds and a 1 seed. And I was like, that's just not realistic. So I went with UConn. So my bracket, I actually have 2 2 seeds in the Final Four, 1 1 seed, and then 1 4 seed with UConn. Arizona over Alabama is a tough one, but I feel that's going to happen. But you know what, guys? Looking at this region overall, I'm expecting, unless we get an Arkansas upset over Kansas, it's going to be pretty chalky. Again, if VCU does win this game, I think they get cut down immediately by UConn. Maybe they go on a massive run. This is March Madness, but I like Gonzaga pretty easily against a 6 or 11. And then, Northwestern, I'm really not interested in it. I think they're a weak 7 seed. UCLA's really strong even with the injury. These top seeds are going to swarm, looking at this. I think Kansas is probably bows out against UConn, and then UConn does beat UCLA. But I have a lot of, respect for UCLA, Mick Cronin, what they've done. They always seem to be deep into the tournament, and they still do have 3+ offensive players, and that's a very fun Gonzaga-UCLA West Coast matchup there. That's going to be really high scoring. So, guys, we will see. But just looking at this, any possible Cinderella teams in this, VCU I'm not big on. Iona, I just think they have a rough draw But if Iona somehow got past UConn, I could certainly see something, maybe beating St. Mary's. But, you know, the Arizona State, Nevada, maybe Arizona State, but I doubt it. Maybe Arizona State beats TCU. Grand Canyon, it's not happening. You know, Boise State, I think they win a game and then bow out. And then UNC Asheville is basically a 16 seed. So that is the final region there, the West region. The overall bracket analysis, bracket tips, and tricks. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.